Manchester United is going to catch some stray today because what on earth is going on at Manchester United? I know, my Manchester United friends will tell me to stay out of their business, but as a football fan who grew up on the rivalry between Manchester United and Arsenal, you want to see your biggest rivals being as strong as possible. And yes, I know they'll say that as an Arsenal fan, Tottenham is our rival. Not really. Tottenham has not shown to be any rival to Arsenal. They are our derby team, but in terms of rivalry, for those of us who grew up in the Barclay era of the English football competitions, Manchester United and Arsenal is where the rivalry is at. Manchester United and Liverpool is where the rivalry is at. In recent years, we have seen the emergence of Manchester City and Chelsea, but we want to see Manchester United coming back to where they were before under Sir Alex Ferguson, not winning the league, but being a big team and being competitive against other teams. It's not that we hate Manchester United. If we hated Manchester United, we'd be just trolling 24/7 because it's so easy to troll. But the elephant in the room right now, and lots of persons are going to say, why does Manchester United keep changing coaches, and why am I saying that Ruben Amorim should go? Ruben Amorim should go. And I know that Manchester United has had quite a few coaches since Sir Alex Ferguson departed, but of all the coaches that have been at Manchester United, ironically, Ruben Amorim is the one that you can say completely that you do understand clearly his style of play, how he wants to play the football, and what he wants to do on the field. And that is the big problem, because it's so obvious that everyone has identified the weaknesses and identified how to stop this Manchester United team. The only good thing I can probably say is that so far this season, he has basically lost the teams that we expected him to lose to, Manchester City and Arsenal, but he have basically not lost the teams that we don't expect him to lose to, Grimsby Town, Fulham, and Burnley. Alright, Grimsby Town was just a stray shot. Now, if he can continue to get results against the smaller teams, then certainly, then it can be a case where he will be able to finish in the top half of the season. But as it looks right now, the man who made Manchester United finish in the worst position they have finished in quite a while, many moons, currently have Manchester United 14th in the table, and this is a 14th place position with Aston Villa being behind them. Aston Villa is yet to get going. Aston Villa is yet to get going. Aston Villa so far looks as if they have a decent backline, a couple of 0-0 draws for them, but overall Aston Villa is yet to find their scoring foot. And now, as a Jamaican, I would probably find it a bit funny that they've gotten rid of Leon Bailey, someone who could chip in with a goal every now and again, and they're struggling to find goal. But of course, if Aston Villa fans pay attention to Jamaica national team, they will remind me that Leon Bailey is not prolific for Jamaica anyways. And there goes Leon Bailey catching strays as well. But Manchester United, the problem with Manchester United is that Ruben Amorim is an idealistic coach. He has his way of playing football, and he has his set system of playing football, and his philosophy is to live and die by this method of playing football. His philosophy is this is the way we're going to play. This is the way we're going to play all the time. We're going to be using 3 from the back. We're going to be using 2 full backs. We're going to be using 2 midfielders, and we're going to be using 3 attackers, 1 central striker and 2 supporting midfielder. Now, Manchester United should understand that at this level of football, coaches must be able to be flexible. If everyone knows what you're coming with, and then you're not able to adjust mid-game once it is that they counter what you're coming with, you're going to be in a lot of trouble. And even though they have stated that Pep Guardiola is rigid and he plays the same system of football over and over and over, it's not necessarily true. Pep Guardiola has evolved so far during his tenure at Manchester City, and Arteta, someone else, was being accused of being rigid in his system. Mikel Arteta has evolved as well, but if you notice the difference between Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta, and Ruben Amorim, so those 2 guys have done something similar that Ruben Amorim needs to do if he wants to be successful at Manchester United. What Pep Guardiola and Mikel Arteta has done, and Pep Guardiola was ridiculed for doing this. When Pep Guardiola came to Manchester City, what he did? He spent a lot of money on defenders, changing out the defense, brought in a few players, realized that it didn't work out, and then he came back and got back in some more players, spending money on defensive area. Mikel Arteta did the same thing and was ridiculed for doing it, saying, why are you buying so many fullbacks? Why are you buying Kalia Flory? Why are you buying Timber? Why are you buying Kivor? Why are you buying Masquera and all of those players? And Arsenal is yet to concede a goal this season from the run of play. The only goal they have conceded so far came from a spectacular free kick, which means if you want to be successful, if you want to win championship, you have to build out from the back, and that is the first big mistake that Ruben Amorim is making with this Manchester United team. Yes, he believes that the 3 from the back will definitely work, right? It can work even though persons have figured it out. The first thing he needs to do is to have a goalkeeper who he can trust. The guy currently in the goal is not it. He is not better than Onana. I know Manchester United fans will tell me that he's better than Onana, but not based on what I'm seeing. Now, I understand that the backup keeper Lamens from Belgium is a good goalkeeper. That's what I've been told. He is coming from Royal Antwerp, I was told, and he is a very good goalkeeper, I am told. I don't know how true that is. But at this point, that's where you start from, having a solid goalkeeper. Do you want to play out from the back? Have a solid goalkeeper who can pass out the ball. Onana was supposed to be that solid goalkeeper who could pass out the ball. But one thing I keep saying is that having a goalkeeper who can pass out the ball is very good asset for your team to have. But the fundamental principle for having a goalkeeper is to ensure that the goalkeeper can catch the ball when it comes across the crosses. He can stop the shot from going into the goal, and of course distribution comes third, because it don't make any sense you have a goalkeeper who is fantastic at blocking shots and catching crosses, but he is poor at distribution, and it doesn't make any sense you have a goalkeeper who is great at distribution but he's poor at blocking shots and catching crosses. That's not a goalkeeper. So in this day and age, blocking shots and coming for crosses in corners and when the ball is crossed is what a goalkeeper should be excellent at. And then once you find someone who is excellent at that, if he's also good, he doesn't even need to be excellent at distribution. If he is good at distribution, then that's a goalkeeper that will be better than one who is not good at those first two things. And then Luke Shaw as a centre back is totally not it. I've seen them in a few games. So Manchester United need another centre back or two. They have to start building out from the back. Once they build out from the back, get two proper centre back to play in this back three system, then Dorgu and the other fullback can help themselves. So that's not really much improvement needed there, but definitely you can look at improvement there. And then you worry about the front line. I think the front line is okay in my opinion. A lot of Manchester United fans will say their front line is not okay. In my opinion, their front line is okay. They just need to start converting their creating chances. But at the same time, what Ruben Amorim is not getting correctly is his back line. His front line is creating chances and they're missing chances. You cannot blame a coach when the back line misses chances. You cannot blame a coach for that. But you can blame him for when his defense is not able to be solid and when his defense is conceding 2 goals against Grimsby Town, for God's sake, or when they're conceding 2 goals against Burnley, when they cannot keep a clean sheet against Fulham. That's when you know you have a defensive issue. 5 games into the season, no clean sheet. Aston Villa has managed to keep 2 clean sheets. So that's where they need to start building out their season from. Do I think Ruben Amorim is the guy for the job? Hell no. But if they're going to stick with him, that's where they need to start building out from. Anyway, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Peace out for now, and good luck to all those Manchester United fans. It's going to be a long season.